They were
Violent
rioting because
assholes,
they were, yeah. Do you remember that when you weren't allowed to go to certain grocery stores and restaurants, and the media was like, here we have someone from the Buttfuck Institute saying there's actually no evidence that BLM Antifa riots spread COVID. Let's hear from him. Do you remember that narrative?
I remember them saying
making
that
fun
it
of it at the
didn't
time.
transfer in the sunlight as well as it did indoors or something like that. I don't know what's true.
I know that they were telling law-abiding people that they, you know,
So they're hoping that, like,
open
I
their
cough.
massage parlors and their fucking, you know, independent restaurants, but that violent rioters who were tacitly and overtly supported by the media could run rampant.
If it didn't spread from the sunlight, why would they keep us indoors? Why don't they let us all out? Why don't they send everybody who felt ill out to a big crowd in the square so the sunlight would kill the
Now
COVID?
imagine that everyone talking out against this was censored on social media for years. That would be a really scary thing. Imagine if YouTube added terms of service that prevented people from saying anything against the current regime narrative. Woo, spooky.
I mean, Trump
that's how I
wants to
feel
raise
it's happening
the
now,
right?
Do you see that? Like TikTok's being controlled by Larry Ellison, a Trump supporter.
I'm not happy
They
with
have
Larry
TikTok
Ellison
and Twitter,
anything.
and I like the algorithm is getting.
Facebook too.
Tech Bros used to be this like leftist thing. They're not leftist. Facebook, which is also Instagram, and now TikTok, and then
What
Twitter.
arguments? What
It
arguments
is
are
being
started on Twitter? Like what's an
I
example
went
of
to
a
Twitter.
left-wing argument?
I
that
can show you my Twitter feed. Now I'm super inactive on Twitter,
Sure.
but I guarantee you, if I go on there, it's just right-wing propaganda 90% of it. Because I checked it out. I went on Twitter, I'll call it 3 weeks ago, and it was just right-wing stuff again and again, memes, false information. That woman who was killed in Charlotte, North Carolina on the bus, she was really popular on Twitter. And but she was kind of adopted by the right as this sort of anti-black violence thing.
Sure.
And I'm like, this is not both sides. This is not like an equal representation. This is a right-wing brainwashing system, Twitter.
Well, I disagree in that if I were to go on somewhere like Reddit and try and post right-wing arguments, I would be banned. You are free to go on Twitter and say anything you want. You be an out and out communist. Don't do this because it's wrong, but like you can be a communist and openly call for violence against white people, against conservatives, against this and against that. That's all over Twitter. Like you're not going to get banned for it. The difference between a Twitter and a Reddit is that Twitter allows anyone to come there and post. And it turns out that when the footing is more equal and people aren't being censored for their opinions, the right wing tends to win. But you go to Reddit,
so?
100%.
The algorithm on Twitter
so bad
pushes a narrative, right?
No,
that's what I was saying. Because if I don't post on Twitter, right? I don't have like this post history where it like builds what I like YouTube. If I go to your YouTube, I'm like, look, YouTube's clearly pushing hockey videos on us. Then it's like, well, that's because it knows
it's pushing nothing but gay conversion therapy.
But my Twitter isn't that. My Twitter is just like, I don't know, something that's hopefully funny every year and a half, and it's basically right only. I don't like to read Twitter, but I went to it and I looked at what it was pushing me, and it was all like pro-Trump, anti-Democrat. I could say like almost anti-black news stories, but just pushing a certain narrative. And I'm like, dude, this algorithm is a brainwashing algorithm. That's what I'm getting. And I have basically an empty account. I could open an incognito window and I bet I get that.
You might. Yeah. And I won't deny that at this point, like it tends to be a pattern in online forums that without stringent censorship, forums become more right wing. Like you need more censorship added to keep it less right wing. And so there's less censorship on Twitter than Facebook, Instagram, Reddit, all of these sites. And so like, I guess where I draw the difference is like the far left wing, what I would call like indoctrination chamber, like Reddit. There isn't even the pretense of right wing nationalistic people being able to post there and have communities. They've all been banned. And so Reddit is what's a nationalistic right wing, further to the right than Ben Shapiro forum on Twitter. That's like a major forum because the Donald people got axed.
The Donald people got axed, but they were acting badly. I think Our Conservative is the big conservative one that I look at now. And the news stories are all the ones like the sources you'd expect, the Daily Wire, Babylon Bee, stuff like that.
Let's see, it's a rest in peace Charlie Kirk thing. But I mean, that's kind of the point, is these people have all been siloed. Like, you know how there's a billion left-wing memes?
We went from censored to silo. I think what's happening
they have been
is
censored. Their forum was removed.
Upvotes and downvotes. But
that doesn't
Reddit being left-leaning it silences voices from the right because they get downvoted.
But that's very much by design. Like one of the owners of Reddit got caught in 2016 going into the code behind the scenes and changing the comments of MAGA people. Yeah, I don't know if you remember that being.
I don't have evidence.
He went back and he changed it, and like, so Reddit is unbelievably biased. Like,
it might be. I never hold up Reddit as some sort of unbiased source. Every time I mention Reddit, I say this is a terrible source, right? Like I don't look at Reddit as some sort of like trustworthy truth.
I see you as infinitely more reasonable than the average commenter I see on Reddit. Like you
haven't seen my comments and how much.
That's true. I got to check your. Oh my god! I got to check your account. But like,
I'm big on water sports. Always have been.
In no way am I lumping you personally in with it. It's just the way I see the site organized is that Reddit is by far the most censored, the most curated of the major platforms, and Twitter is like. You can be an open communist. You can be as far left as you want. My feed, I see like posts with 50,000 retweets and like 100,000 likes, like laughing at Charlie Kirk like 2 hours after he got murdered. Like that was on my feed. And so that is something I see as different, is like if I'm on Twitter, which any social media you shouldn't be using all the time, but I will see left-wing stuff on my feed. If I go on Reddit, like I don't see stories that are not already kind of comporting to the
right-wing stuff on Reddit too. I follow Breaking Points, which is this podcast that often disappoints me, and they're right-leaning, I would argue, and the Breaking Points people in the subreddit are too. But
yeah,
you know, in those comments though, that like I'll see a post on Reddit, and just from what's in the image or the video, I'm like, ho. A black person went insane and raped and murdered a white family. Let's see the comments. And it'll be like, deleted, thread locked. And it'll be like 45 comments in a row deleted. Like clearly like a bunch
what do you think the comments
arguing
say?
Back and forth. Probably some
hate stats, hate crime stats. It's like
I would guess it's racist things, like categorizing black people as all the same.
They don't mind when that happens to white people or to Jews.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either.
The Jews aren't as well protected as they once were. I think they've spent a lot of social credit the last couple of years exterminating the Gazans.
They have been, and that's dude. Oof. If I were like a Netanyahu fanboy, I'd be like nervous, because that's one thing that, like Woody and
he stays in
me,
power until the
like Woody's a Democrat and I'm more right wing. We're pretty fucking aligned on wanting to be done with that whole Middle East shit.
Most young people are too. I'm glad to see that changing in like as left as Reddit is. When I'm on there, I see a lot of people like not happy with what's going on in Israel. And then I look at the right, and there's not a lot, but there's some outspoken voices like Tucker Carlson and like Charlie Kirk formerly. I haven't seen Candace Owens in a while, but
that lady is fucking insane.
You don't like Candace?
She's not a good source for accurate information.
Not at all. No, she seems like didn't she spend like a year saying that the French president was married to his own trans father?
We're kind of sure that's the truth.
Like that?
We sussed this out.
If that comes out as true, I will eat my hat. Not my favorite one, but one of the other ones.
I get to pick the hat. One of those fishing hats with all the lures.
I'm going to show you sombrero.
I'm going to show you the tiniest of hats.
So many treble hooks.
A little yarmulke. That's all I'll have. The little.